A celebration of George Floyd's life is being held in downtown Minneapolis 1 year after he was killed by a police officer. Minnesota's governor joined the city's mayor for a moment of silence earlier. Today's event caps off days of marches, rallies, and panel discussions to memorialize Floyd and call for federal action on police reform. Joining us now is sports director Mike Max from our Minneapolis station, WCCO. Hi, Mike. Welcome. What has the overall tone been today so far?
It's different. It's reflection. I would say that a lot of what people wanted to feel emotionally came when the verdict was read a few weeks ago or a month ago. That was a time of true celebration. Now, today is more a time of reflection where they're saying, okay, in 1 year, what's transpired and where have we gone as a community and a state since that awful event that took George Floyd's life. So it's more cerebral today. The verdict being read was the key. That was when people felt that there was justice. Now they're looking at where have we gone and where are we going in this state and this city based on what's occurred here.
So how is the community in particular reflecting on Floyd's death and the call for action to address both racial injustice and police brutality?
It's complicated. It's very complicated, and this is why. George Floyd's death sparked an unbelievable uproar, as you know, and this was the apex of it, right here in Minnesota and Minneapolis. Not just for police reform, but police brutality. And for the first time, people listened to voices when someone would say, hey, I was pulled over by a police officer, and the next thing I know, I had a gun to my head. Or I feared every time I saw the lights go on that I was going to jail, even if I had just rolled through a stop sign. That was a part of this last year. But what it's given way to in the last month is the verdict has been read. They're still waiting to see what his sentence is for Officer Chauvin. Gang violence is now escalating to an all-time high. So it's as if one crisis is over and another one we're now taking on.
And Mike, as you know better than anyone, Minneapolis is a big sports town with several professional and collegiate teams in addition to high school sports. What part are they playing in the overall effort there to address racial injustice?
Well, on a couple levels, all the professional teams have had their own groups, committees, and have been free to state whatever it is that they want to state as they feel that it pertains to social justice in their own life and here in Minneapolis. At the time of the George Floyd murder, the Minnesota Timberwolves were done with their season. The Minnesota Wild were on hiatus. The Minnesota Vikings were in the offseason. The Minnesota Twins had not started their season. So that was not an immediate reaction. But over time, they all have had a say and have had the freedom to voice their opinions. Some of them talked about what it was like for them growing up somewhere else. Others have just joined in and said, we will march with, we will be a part of. But every team in the community has made a statement and has emboldened and encouraged their athletes to be a part of it.
Mike Max in Minneapolis, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
You bet.